Welcome to Thread Tales, where I read your posts and comment on them.
AITA for refusing to babysit for a family again because they took advantage of me last time. I, 16F, am a babysitter and I babysat for a family I have never babysat for before. They have a baby that's only a couple months old, a 4-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl, and are paying me $12 an hour. As you can imagine, they are all on the smaller side and require lots of attention. When the parents were about to leave, their friends came over and dropped off their 4-year-old. I am not getting paid extra, and this was not communicated with me ahead of time. The parents brought her to me and said that she goes to bed at the same time as the others and gave me a quick smile before leaving. I babysat the kids for 6 hours. I was wondering if I should bring it up to the parents or should I just let it go since it's only one extra kid. It just kind of seems unfair that there was no communication to me about it, and I'm supposed to feed this extra kid, get her ready for bed, keep her entertained, and put her to sleep. In the end, I decided to do nothing about it and told myself that it wasn't that big of a deal. My parents and friends have since said that I was being taken advantage of. Yesterday, the mother texted me asking if I would babysit for her kids again while she went out. I declined, telling her that I didn't feel comfortable babysitting with her again because she didn't communicate with me last time, and I felt blindsided. She snapped back by telling me that I was very rude and it was in the past. She said I should have said something then and that it is my fault for not telling her how I felt. I feel really bad, but my parents told me that she is trying to guilt trip me since I'm only 16 and she thinks that she can. I haven't responded to her messages because I am unsure if I am in the wrong. So am I the a-hole here?
OP, you are absolutely not the asshole. They planned to dump an extra kid on you, so you wouldn't ask for any more money which you deserved. Your family and friends are right. She took advantage of you, and then tried to guilt trip you into allowing her to do it again. OP, I'm giving you 0 out of 5 assholes. I'm giving her 4 out of 5 assholes for taking advantage of you, then trying to do it again and guilt tripping you in the process.
Am I the asshole for not trying to make my stepdaughter's son that I raised like her? Hi, I'm 54. I married my husband when he was 41 and I was 38. He had a 12-year-old daughter who I got along with well, but we were never very close because she visited her mom often. I'll call her Tina. When Tina was 16, my husband passed away suddenly. She could have gone and lived with her mom, but her mom lives a few hours away and she would have had to switch schools in her junior year, so she decided to just stay at home with me. We did become closer then, as we had to get through this together, but she still didn't think of me as a mom, which I totally understand. Tina was planning to go to medical school, but she got pregnant in her senior year. She wasn't even dating the guy. As far as I know, she got drunk and it happened. She pushed through and graduated on time though. But then once her son was born, she asked me if I would take care of him so she could go to medical school. I didn't even think it a burden, because when I was younger I couldn't have a child of my own, and I was happy to have the chance to raise one. So she moved states and went to college. And first I was calling her weekly to tell her what was going on with her child. But she never called, and slowly I stopped calling. She never called on her own or seemed to show any interest. When I told her, she just listened politely. But I got the sense that she was just moving on in life and not really thinking about her son. I still called her every few months for the first few years, but then that faded too. Now her son is 9. She just finished the 8 years of med school. I think of her son as mine, and he calls me Grandma even though we're not biologically related. About his real parents, I told him that everyone has 2 sets of parents, the ones that created the baby he was, and the ones that helped create the adult he would be. I said that for some people, these were the same, and for some people, they weren't. I didn't want to straight up tell him his mom didn't care, but I also didn't want to lie. He accepted this, even though the lack of real parents obviously had an impact. Recently, Tina reached out saying she wants to get to know her son. She came to visit and stayed for a few days. It was so incredibly awkward. I told my son she would be coming, and when she came, she asked him if he knew who she was. He said yes. You gave birth to me, but you're not my real mom. Then he basically ignored her the whole time. She was really angry with me and accused me of turning him against her. And I don't know if I should have done something differently.
OP, you raised her son as your own, even though you had no blood relation with him. When his mom was busy trying to make her own life, completely forgetting about her son. Honestly, OP, you gave your son the best answer, given the circumstances. OP, I would strongly suggest you legally adopt him so she can't take him away from you. It doesn't sound like he wants to be with her either, so you would be giving him the life he deserves as well. OP, I'm giving you 0 out of 5 assholes. I'm giving your stepdaughter 2 out of 5 assholes for being selfish and dumping her son on you for 9 years, and then being angry with you when he doesn't want to talk to her. Honestly, OP, what could you have said that would make the situation better?
Am I the asshole for refusing to allow my parents to sleep in our bedroom? So, my parents spend almost every weekend with us at our house and have done so for years. They stay in a guest room upstairs. King bed, comfortable, big TV, full bathroom. Historically, when they've house sat, rare, and we pay them, we've come home to find they slept in our bedroom. Used our bathroom. Didn't ask permission, just did it. I was always scared to confront them because I know my mom would be pissed and not speak to me for weeks. But it makes my husband and me uncomfortable. Recently, we went on vacation and didn't even ask them to house sit. Our dog died, so no longer necessary, just a cat and bird, and we have neighbors, but they were coming over anyway. Didn't discourage them because didn't want to anger them. They love being here, and we don't mind. Our house is big and bright, and theirs is kind of cramped and dark. It's fine, and we're happy to have them here. However, the night before we left, my mom announced, "Well, you know we're sleeping in your room when you're gone." First time she's told me in advance of a trip. To which I replied, "We'd prefer you not to, if you don't mind. Mi casa su casa, but that's the one place we'd like to stay private/personal, etc." She got very angry, and my parents have basically excommunicated us ever since. That was weeks ago. Now, here's the crux. My dad has cancer. Probably terminal. He feels like shit all day. And this is why they are pissed that we deny them a week without dealing with stairs. The guest bedroom is upstairs, but so is their own bedroom at their own house. He goes up and down stairs multiple times a day, every day, and has so for years, before and during his illness. And he slept in our upstairs guest bedroom without issue all during his illness, including the night of the fight. There's never even been a hint of concern about his ability to navigate stairs. This is my first Reddit post. Hope I stayed inside the lines. Appreciate any thoughts.
Not the asshole OP. It's your house, and some things should stay private. Though I agree with some of the comments saying you should have nipped this in the bud at the very start. They should have asked you if they were allowed to sleep in your room. I do get it from their perspective though. Taking advantage of you not being there so they don't have to worry about stairs for a few days is probably too good of an opportunity to pass up. But don't they find it weird sleeping in a bed where their kid has gotten it on? OP, I'm giving you 0 out of 5 assholes. I'm giving your parents 2 out of 5 assholes. For using your room without permission and then getting angry when you confront them about it.
AITA, I refuse to move my wedding date. Sorry guys, this is a bit of a long one. I, 34F, got engaged to my fiancé, 37M, September 2022. My sister, 27F, was getting married in summer 2023. When I got engaged, I had my wedding date already picked for early summer 2024 and immediately told my family the date. My sister is a photographer, and so I warned her with plenty of notice to not book for that date. I tried talking to her about my wedding planning, but she asked me not to talk to her about it because she just wanted to focus on hers only. Fine. No big deal, but doesn't mean I'm not going to continue to plan mine. This past October 2023, she asked me to remind her of the date. When I told her, she said that she booked a wedding back in January for that date and asked me to move it. I have said no because this date was properly planned out and picked for me and my fiancé. I'm now being told it's my fault, and clearly, she's not that important to me because I'm refusing to move my wedding date. I see it the other way around. Why wouldn't she cancel her client in order to prioritize me? I'm the oldest child of 4. I never ask for anything. This is the one thing I am holding fast on. I am heartbroken that she won't be there, but also extremely hurt that she is putting all the blame on me rather than accepting she also has control over her decisions. Am I wrong? Am I the asshole? Update. Thank you everyone for your support. I am not okay in all this and never stand strong on anything, and 9 times out of 10 usually cave in to give family what they want vis my own needs. But that's boundaries, and that's what I'm learning for myself. To answer some questions. When I first got engaged, she told me she wanted to photograph my wedding. Then we talked about it and decided it wasn't the best idea because she wouldn't be able to be present at the wedding and would just be behind a camera the whole time. I'm now being told that my mom and other sister agree with her and that I didn't tell her until this past October. Yet I have a family group text proving otherwise. I'm staying strong. I'm not moving my date. But like I said, I'm just heartbroken that this is how it is turning out.
OP, you are not the asshole. If your sister really cared about you, she would have put you in her books so she didn't book someone on your date. And given that things like venues, catering, and other things need to be booked months, if not a year in advance, typically with a non-refundable deposit, you would not only lose your date, but lose money too. And if you've already sent out invitations, there is that too. All she had to do was make sure she didn't book someone on your date. And even now, all she has to do is cancel the client. If she really cared about you, she would have done it without any hesitation. OP, I'm giving you 0 out of 5 assholes. I'm giving your sister 3 out of 5 assholes. I'm also giving your other sister and mom 3 out of 5 assholes for supporting her and trying to guilt trip you. That was Am I the Asshole? If you want to see more Am I the Asshole content, subscribe.